This is York Christmas Market, and we're going to tell you why this year it's even better. Keep watching to hear our top 5 tips for visiting. But first, here's a sneak peek of what's on offer this year.
These are our top 5 tips for enjoying the York Christmas Market. Tip number 1.
So the main part of the Christmas market is on Parliament Street where the huts are, but there are many more parts to enjoy.
Don't just do that little circle and think that's it. Here is a map showing the furthest away bits. Thor's Teepee has 2 locations this year.
One of them is at York Principal Hotel and the other one is in the Museum Gardens. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And hopefully we've got a lovely bit of drone footage of the Museum Gardens, although
Yes, we do.
this was done literally a couple of days before they'd set up the teepee tent for that bit. Tip number 2. We highly recommend you turn up with an empty stomach. There's loads of food to try.
And drink. Hot chocolate, mulled wine, all of those kind of things you can get there. And our favourite is Florian's macarons.
Yeah, we had his macarons at our wedding in place of a cake. We enjoyed them that much. Definitely check that out. It's right next to where the big map is at the end. It's just on the corner there. Tip number 3. Wrap up warm. It's cold. It's winter. It's England in the UK, so it's not very warm.
And most likely to rain as well, actually.
Yeah, maybe pack an umbrella.
Yeah. In terms of when to get there, it depends really on how busy you want it to be. It will be busy no matter what. But we would recommend that you get there just before it starts to get dark and maybe an hour or 2 beforehand and stay until after it gets dark because the lights will be on and it just feels extra festive.
So get there for 2 because then you can see both sides, dark and before that, light. That's how the sun works. Tip number 4. So York gets really busy at this time of year. If you can turn up during the week, it's probably going to be slightly less busy than it would be on a Saturday or a Sunday, but even so it's going to be busy. So we recommend that you travel by public transport. You could get the train,
which means that you could have a drink, I suppose, and enjoy mulled wine.
Or 2, yeah.
But alternatively, there are quite a few park and rides in York, so park and then get the bus in. And it just means that you're not looking for a parking space because not only are they at a premium at this time of year, but it's also quite expensive to park in York as well.
If you do get lucky and manage to find a spot, Marygate car park is probably the best. And then if it's not flooded, which I think the floodwaters have gone down now, you can take a walk by the river, which is really nice on, what's that road called?
Dame Judi Dench Way?
Yes. Why is the Christmas market better this year, Amy?
In previous years, they've had the wooden huts facing inwards and everyone was streamlined and funneled down the middle, which made it really difficult, particularly when it was really busy. Pushchairs, wheelchairs, all those kind of things.
Yeah,
it was just so difficult. And everyone would stop in front of you as well. So this year, they've changed it so the huts are back to back, which means that essentially you're walking around the outside and there's so much more space.
Yeah, so it was really awkward before because the outsides there were stalls facing outwards as well, but
There's a few,
they weren't as popular, and everyone just wanted to just walk down the middle, particularly if you've got people coming different directions.
Yeah, it was chaos at really peak times. It wasn't actually enjoyable as an experience, so...
You were just like, oh, I just want to get out of this now.
Yeah.
Why have I come into the middle of this? But now everybody just walks around the outside and all the stalls are in the middle. I guess that makes it a little bit harder for the vendors to get their stock behind, because maybe they had a bit more space.
Maybe,
I don't know, but it certainly seems like it's going to be easier to walk around than ever this year. So you should have a better time, even if you've got a pushchair at this time. Tip number 5. So the market isn't that big in itself, and York has plenty to offer. So I'd plan to see what else is on at this time of year.
Yeah, absolutely. And York Minster is the key one, really. There's lots going on at this time of year. So yeah, definitely check out their programming and what activities you can also do when you're here.
Or go to one of the theatres to see a performance. There's plenty on in December. I mean, there's always plenty going on in York. It's very geared towards tourists, which is nice because it means there's plenty to do for us who live here all the time. I would not just see the market and then leave. Make the most of your time in York. Maybe even stay overnight and do something the next day. What are some other things that they could do?
Walking the city walls is always a good one. You get to see the city it doesn't take that long to walk the whole thing, 45 minutes to an hour, depending on your ability. And it's a really good way of seeing the city. Really nice views in Minster Gardens. We've already talked about the York Museum Gardens as well, but again, another place which is really pretty. It's got some ruins in there, and there's also the Yorkshire Museum that sits in the Museum Gardens as well, if you're interested in archaeology.
If you've got kids, definitely check out the Railway Museum. Let us know if you want us to do a guide on walking the walls.
Or anything else in York for that matter.
Yeah, we're open to suggestions, and we live here, so we can pop out and make a video if there's anything you're really interested in. We can make lists like this one. Let us know whether you like the list in the comments. And we also do vlog style videos where we maybe spend the day in York and do lots of different things, and it's a bit longer and you get to see us doing it rather than us making a list. Let us know if you want to see some recommendations on what restaurants to check out while you're in the city.
And thanks for watching. Everyone was streamlined.
Why is the Christmas market better this year, Amy?
So in previous years, they've had the foot... Not the foots. What's wrong? No, stop. Wait.